This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV Prime in association with Micromax. Nothing like anything.
सबसे बड़ा ट्रैवल एग्जीबिशन है जहां पर देश के सारे राज्यों से आए हैं और साथ ही में करीब 30 से ज़्यादा देशों से यहां पर डेलीगेशंस आए हुए हैं जो अपने अपने देश के अपने राज्यों के जो टूरिज़्म है उसको प्रमोट करने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है। मूल रूप से हम ये मानते हैं कि टूरिज़्म ये एक प्रकार से राष्ट्रों को और कम्युनिटीज़ को, समाज को पास में लाने का काम करता है। सबसे ज़्यादा टूरिज़्म के कारण रोज़गार तैयार होता है, तो एक प्रकार से वो अधिकारिता देता है, एम्पावरमेंट देता है और इसलिए उसको बढ़ावा देने का प्रयास है।
You must have seen this show OTM, which is about bringing all the sectors of travel and tourism industry from all over the world under one roof. This we have been doing for quite some time, more than 25 years now. This is by far the biggest ever travel trade show where you see some close to 1,000 participants from 50 countries. They've come together to showcase their destinations, products, travel products, and various other things which go into making of a good travel experience.
Is one top priority for this new government. To discuss the opportunities, the challenges and the solutions to make India a top travel destination in the world, we are here joined by an esteemed panel. Ms. Singh, firstly, from the government's perspective, is this focus on tourism in a big way? So just tell us, what sort of opportunity do you see? Is there a need to have it on a national level?
There is a very big revival in the tourism sector ever since the new government moved in. It realized tourism is one of the priorities, mainly because it gives opportunities in employment generation and also in foreign exchange earnings. One of the biggest challenges of tourism in India, it's the vastness and the diversity of this nation, because of which it would be more appropriate if states do the marketing for tourism in their individual capacity as states.
Mr. Sudhir Patil, I want to ask you, you represent the tourism sector, the tour operators in particular. Give us a sense of the challenges which are being faced at this point in time.
Very important here is the exposure to the service providers in the different states, and they have very low budget. So here, very important role for the state tourism to play that, to bring a private parties, hoteliers, service providers there in their region, to bring to the different states and interaction between tour operator and travel agent. At the same time, promotion of the destination in the region.
Budget you've spoken about, that's another thing. I want to go to Mr. Sanjeet for the budget part in particular, because price is something which is one of the challenge that is being faced at this point in time.
For example, if I need to go to Cochin, I don't have something like 40 flights a week, while I just have to maybe to Thailand, I'll have more. So obviously the economics works in a better way. We have everything what we want. But yes, price does lead to a lot of people, Indians traveling overseas, no doubt about that.
Right. Mr. Agarwal, I would like to come to you on this. If you could line for us, what are the key challenges which are there right now, apart from infrastructure, that also needs to be there in the promotional space?
You see, the vastness and diversity of India is, in my view, both an opportunity and challenge, So, like many countries do, we could also promote various states as brands, or various destinations within the states as brands, as well as promote the entire country as a very attractive destination. It's both an opportunity and challenge. And about the pricing issue, that's a real issue, and there have been, in fact, campaigning with the governments that look, apart from this visa, etc., a big issue. Our tourism industry is still taxed very heavily. It's a hangover from the past because probably it is considered a conspicuous consumption. So there are a slew of luxury tax and things like that. Flights are quite expensive, and in my view, a very smart solution could be better trains, luxury trains, and which the present government seems to be thinking about. Why not a bullet movement where mostly with overnight. So good trains could be the answer.
Right. I would like to go across to Mr. Raptakis first and take his view. Do you think that safety is not really a big issue at this point in time?
I feel very safe going around India. I've never felt threatened or anything around. But this is one thing. The other is the perception of the people. And unfortunately, because there is some unfortunate incidents, there is the subsequent articles in the papers. We need to take precautions in our home countries. We need to take precautions in India as well.
The Ministry of Tourism has recently launched a helpline number. This is open to all the tourists visiting India, and this is a single stop helpline. It assures you any issues about safety and security can be addressed in this number.
Mr. Vala, I want to come to you on this. If you compare, say, Gujarat with Goa, Goa does not have any celebrity at this point in time, but tourism, the number of tourists which come there, it's a pull thing which Goa has. But on the other hand, there are various other states where a push strategy is being used. So what do you have about it?
State destinations would have a diversity and should have a diversity of in themselves. It would be very difficult for all, let's say, 30 plus states to have positioning and same kind of strategies, So, I think that, look, Rajasthan mainly started promoting inbound, and Gujarat started with domestic, mainly the campaign is directed to Indians, Khushbu Gujarat ki, etc. And they did pretty well because, that's the right way to start. First, you start with domestic. The demands are lowered in some way, and then infrastructure around that, and then you start promoting outbound. So this approach is very good in my view.
I want to come to Mr. Raptakis here. In your next strategy, you're also going to involve Bollywood celebrities in the tourism in Greece?
Section of culture for Indians, and not only Indians, but in the neighboring countries as well, is Bollywood. So having a Bollywood movie shot in Greece, I'm pretty sure that will increase the numbers.
So, Mr. Sanjeet, what exactly do we need? Do we need a public partnership to promote, to take this, push that we are seeing to a different level? Is that the solution?
So I think the state's responsibility to understand where they fit in, what kind of a market they have, and what they're promoting. You can't promote everything to everyone. But when it comes to the private sector, pushing them, I think they need to work hand in hand. It is just not doing advertising and publicity or road shows, which is an important thing, or introducing them. But I think they need to go maybe a little step extra, where they need to get and encourage some of the private players.
One final word.
Insider of travel industry, I knew that, look, we have hardly scratched the surface as far as tourism, inbound tourism is concerned, less than 1% inbound tourism. The solution is, not very difficult to fathom. Probably we need to do a few things like we did to IT industry. So that means, IT industry, many have analyzed that it could flourish so much because it could not be controlled by the government. So why not the same for tourism, And on the contrary, the tourism industry is taxed very heavily, So taxes could be reduced by the government only, A little bit of, the law and order cleaning up, etc. So what I'm trying to suggest is that if there is a clear-cut division of roles and where the government is concentrated on doing what it can do or does the best, and leaves everything else to the private industry, that is the way to go,
Right. Now, I would like to come to Mr. Patil here. As Mr. Agarwal just now mentioned that, they want everything to be left to the private sector and let the government only provide them with the right set of policy, right set of enabling environment, right set of framework. What's your suggestion?
What is important is the lack of communication, again, and information shared with all service providers. We want uniform tax structure. Because we, as a tour operator, when we run any coaches anywhere, we don't want anyone to stop this vehicle and check papers, because papers should be clear, and it should be one-time tax to everywhere. And that clarity is very, very important.
Final word. What more big steps can we really expect from the government side when it comes to promoting tourism in the country?
Apart from the visa and the new stress on cleanliness, the Swachh Bharat, which is now being taken up in the tourist destinations as well. You could also find a sea change in a GST tax regime, which should be announced in the next budget, and also a new tourism policy, and also a policy for making easier approvals for film shooting locations.
All right, thank you everyone. We leave it here. Thank you very much for giving some really interesting suggestions to what really can be done to take the tourism industry in the country to a different level.
The idea of this Kyoni OTM travel series was seeded last year, right here in this hall, when we discussed that why not we do a kind of a knowledge sharing, exercise where we call all of discuss how to rationalize. Extremely happy and especially happy that we could get Kyoni to speak on this subject. So without much ado, first of all, I would like to introduce and invite the Managing Director of Kyoni India, Mr. Rajiv Wagle.
Thank you, Sanjeev. We have now thought it fit that our insights, I call them Kyoni Insights, and then we partnered with OTM to bring these to you in the form of lecture series in corporate travel, in MICE, and in luxury travel. Again, without much ado, let me invite Manoj Chako. He's the CEO of the division.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm going to try and share some insights with respect to corporate travel. You know, we at Kyoni work with over 500 corporates here in India, and this is an attempt to actually share with you some of the insight. Also want to share with you some of the trends that are there in the industry, and hopefully they may have learnings for you. A very interesting trend is really to move into automated solutions. You know, automated solutions like booking tools, automation solutions like centralized service delivery platforms. So travel management is no longer about issuing a ticket, man trip. So somewhere people are looking at what does my trip cost me rather than what does my ticket cost me. You have three parameters that actually work against you. One is we still don't have enough capacity back in the market. The market is growing. There's a lot of enthusiasm in the market. Leisure and VFR travel is growing, which obviously means that airlines are going to keep fares higher. I would now want to spend a little bit of time talking about the hotel sector. You will find that the demand-supply gap only keeps increasing. It means that your average room rates are expected to stay up. The third sector that I want to talk about again, car rental. Again, in India, the market remains largely unorganized, though the trend is slowly shifting towards organized players. So one of the important insights is we are beginning to see corporates come up with smarter travel policies and ensuring that they effectively implement it. It's not just about air, hotel, car. There are also secondary expenses. You know, there are meals, there are mobile data, there is insurance. There's a lot of small ticket items. And like they say, drops of water fill the ocean. Corporates that have embraced technology have actually saved more money. Thank you very much.
Corporate MICE is completely dependent on the mood of the nation. Today we find that running an outbound scheme, a foreign tour scheme, FTS as it's popularly called, for the dealer network is possibly the most rewarding incentive scheme that there is. MICE also gives an extremely important platform for the management and the dealer to have a communication. If you look at the dealer's office, it's technically a store, and if the dealer has to come to the corporate's office, then they will intimidated with the surroundings. So the best thing to do is to move to a neutral environment, and the best way to do this, organizing a tour where your dealer's captive for whatever is the period, 2 nights, 3 nights. This foreign tour scheme is the only time the senior management meet with the dealers, and for the dealers themselves, that's the only time they get to meet the senior management of the corporate. So MICE, in one sense, is a platform for the engagement between the corporate and the dealer.
The key data points on luxury travel, it's a long list, but from our experience, about 66 odd destinations is something that we currently have a bouquet of, which we have an expertise in. What are the popular themes? Luxury with legacy. So some of them want to be old charm. They want to stay in palaces and castles. Next theme is mine. It's essentially popular cities. They want to go to the best cities across the world. Mind, body, and soul, and it's an emerging this thing. It's all about spa and rejuvenation. There are requests for private islands, secluded beaches, private villa stays, and things like that. Passion retreat is essential. Romance, couples traveling, honeymooners, couples. This is a very, very large theme now at this point in time. Safari is a big. There was something. Condé Nast did a report a few months back where they talked about the safari cult in India. So there are people who have done almost about 30 safaris, and it's a fast growing, the people who love the wildlife and things like that. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here.
Kony has been in the travel industry for decades, and we've been leaders. We thought we should showcase our experience to our clients, to the industry in general. And the subjects we chose were basically corporate travel, MICE, and luxury travel, where we believe we have insights which which the industry could gain from sharing, and so would our customers and our prospective customers.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV Prime in association with Micromax. Nothing like anything.
I'm sure the exhibitions is one of the most important tools to enhance my presence in the market and to tell the people that Egypt is coming back to the market and participating very strongly. We have here lots of big names from Egypt, and we have very good response this year.
We basically participate into this fair every year. We have very good feedback from this fair, and India is very much a market that we look forward to.
It is definitely help us to promote our countries in the big market like in India. Especially Mumbai is one of the most prominent port that we have lots of tourists flying from Mumbai directly to Bangkok, and they spread out in other destinations in Thailand. And the fair like this, it is a must for us to participate.
Breeze working with the organizers here, so it was really easy to set things up and get things organized. Really happy with that.
Experience so far is quite good. I'm satisfied. I think is put in order. We're all set, and I can say it is a good platform for any destination to be represented.
For Argentina, India is a very important market, so the issue that to stay here in OTM is very important for us.
I think such fairs are very good because you get to meet a lot of travel agents from across the country. Travel agents from Delhi, Raipur, Kolhapur, from where all coming to us and visiting us. So it's a very good platform.
We show so much to promote our destinations and get more visitors and tourists to our states. This is, I think, the biggest show. Every year we participate in this show, and the response is tremendous.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you to OTM, India's Top 100 Travel Producer Award. For the first time in India, the Travel Producer Award, and you all are the first winners and nominees. Let me call on stage the brainchild behind OTM, the chairman and CEO of Fairfax Media Limited, Sanjeev Agarwal.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just take 2 minutes to run through that. What is the idea? What was the idea and how it came about? It's the producers who buy most of the things being sold here, and it's time we recognize it by way of an award. So the idea of OTM Top 100 Travel Producers Award was born. It was felt that travel producers' contribution to tourism industry needs to be highlighted and recognized. Methodology was rather simple. It's quite open. Anyone can request us for an access to this, and we will be happy to provide the access. It's very transparent. We may not have a lot of glamour and a lot of music in this room, but I can tell you that these awards are very, very honest and transparent. So that's a brief introduction. I'll give it back to Licia, and she will be calling the name of the awardees, and we will be requesting some of the NTO representatives to come up and give away the awards. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal. Can I have the Director of China National Tourism Administration, Li Qihengo, on the stage? And our first winner is Koni Travel Private Limited, Mumbai. And now can I have the head of Egyptian Tourism Office in India, Ms. Nail Hamid Amir, on stage? The next winner. Can I have on stage the Chief Tourism Operations Officer, Department of Tourism, Philippines, Mr. Raymond Glenn Augustine, on stage? The next winner. Thank you, Mr. Raymond. I would now Ozgoy on the stage, the coordinator of Asia and Malaysia Turkish Culture and Tourism Office. I would now announce the winners. Runners-up category, FCM Travel Solutions. And now can I have Mr. Pablo Imperador, Argentina, on the stage? The winning category, Star Tours. All the runners on stage, the group.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV Prime in association with Micromax. Nothing like anything.